What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Griever back here, bringing you guys the latest behind-the-bar reviews for One Piece. One Piece chapter 969. Let's get into this because there's going to be a lot of other. Once again, I'm not trying to hurt my own videos here or any stretch. I'm not trying to get a sympathy view or vote or whatever. But there will be people on YouTube that will have much more insight and a lot more to talk about this chapter. But what it boils down to is we don't really know the story. And my reviews, I tend to go off on tangents and theories and stuff, but that's not really the point of a review. I'm here to try to review the actual chapter itself. So a lot of people are going to focus on the whole what happened. Why is Orochi dancing why is Oden dancing in the streets all of a sudden halfway through the chapter for 5 years and we have no knowledge? Why isn't he trying to fight Kaido? Why isn't he trying to fight Orochi? Why isn't he this? Why isn't he that? There's this whole thing. What did he have on him, right? And it's ironic because, you know, I waited for the Viz translation to make sure that that was all copacetic and that kind of thing. And I just finished watching Fast and Furious 8 with my old man. I had already seen it before, but he hadn't. And when we watched this together, I realized something because that's the first thing he asked. He said, why is Dom betraying the team? Why is Dom betraying the team? And I'm kind of sitting back and going like, just watch the movie. Just watch the movie, you know? And that kind of thing, right? And you get that with some viewers, right? And in this chapter's case, people are going to hate on Oden. People are going to question it. People are going to blah, blah, blah. But once again, I'm going to wait for the next chapter. I'm going to wait for Oda to tell me the story. Clearly something happened because at the beginning of this chapter, he goes off raving mad. We saw him. He's about to kill Orochi. Now we know of two of the Kurozumi clan that had devil fruits. We have of course, the old hag with Mr. Bon Clay's fruit. And now we have the Barabara no Mi, or the barrier fruit, which we already know has already been reincarnated. So these two people are no longer alive. They are long dead, which 24 years after, yeah, that makes sense. But, so that's why he couldn't break through the barrier. Oden, who had become even stronger than when he left, even he was unable to break that barrier. Now, there has been talk of that. There's been discussions and such. Can that barrier eventually be broken if you were strong enough? I mean, you could argue that if you hockeyed up enough, that someone like Shanks or Whitebeard would be stopped by the Barabara no Mi. I find that hard to believe. Someone like Rayleigh or Garp or someone like that would be stopped. And then I would go on record before this chapter to say Oden himself should be able to break through this. But somehow he's not able to. Now, we don't see him going all out, like, huge slash, like we don't see him going his strongest attack or anything. But maybe he thinks it is futile or something. I don't know. But here is where Oden basically gets the laydown, on what has been going on. He gets the lowdown on what's been happening. Here's the clone fruit. Here's what I've done. Here's what everything that's happened. Here's Kaido, blah, blah, blah. And then in the interim of this, because Oden says, yeah, fine, whatever, but give me, you were still only the interim, shogun. I'm back now. You still have to relinquish the seat to me. Now, here's what's funny. Here's what's actually funny, and I don't really, I'm trying to see, this is why I'm still questioning, where Oda is going to reveal the key piece of information that we're clearly missing. The in-between, because according to Orochi, yeah, but, that rule has no weight because it was laid down by an imposter shogun. I understand that he's twisting, he's kind of like, I got you, dead to rights sort of idea, but that reasoning is stupid. Because by that logic, you aren't really the shogun then either. Because he even says, who knows what your father truly wished? Well, we know for certain that he didn't appoint you as shogun. That was created by the imposter. So that's what I don't get. He's not even following his own rules. I understand that he's evil and stuff, but you think, why would he bother bringing that up? Why would he bother saying, okay, this is the way it is or whatever? I just found that kind of weird because I was like, yeah, but if you're basically saying that the guy, the old hag that cloned as the father basically said all this stuff, but we're going to take away that now that it's against us or something like that, you know? Like, I'm just trying to sit back and I'm trying to piece this together a little bit. I'm just like, well, all I know is that Kaido eventually appeared above the castle, above the flower capital, and all of a sudden the next day Oden was out there dancing. You know, so what happened with the rest of that conversation? What happened with Kaido? What's this all about boats and Kaido and all this stuff that he talks about 5 years from now? What makes Oden get so pacifistic watching his country go down, not going swords flailing, ready to take down everything? You know, so what? He can't take down Orochi. He could just go out and speak to the people and say, look, there's this old hag, she's a clone user, blah, blah, blah. I'm Oden. The people would have believed him right then and there because they hate Orochi. They hate what he's been doing. They would believe anything Oden would goddamn well tell them. You know, so it's not like he didn't have that opportunity. So I'm trying to figure out, as I said, I don't want to get into the theories of what could have happened. What did he hold over Oden or something like that? What did Kaido tell him? And why wouldn't, like, because here at the end of the chapter, he's basically like, after 5 years, you know, he dances in the streets, nobody can understand what he's doing, what's going on. And at the end, when he finds out he's been betrayed, we see him, he actually got the newspaper, and he finds out that Roger died and everything, and he cried and laughed about it. Roger, what an amazing man. And during all this, the Scabbards stay with him, his wife stays with him, his children stay with him, Hyogoro stays with him, Yasue stays with him, all that stuff. But eventually, 5 years happen, they go by, and he dances once a week, every week, and you know, to make money or something like that. And it's really weird, it's really out of character for him. At first, I thought that he was forced to eat one of the smiles, but this is also 25 years, or 24 years before that was a thing. As far as I'm aware, the smile fruits were a more recent development. So I went, no, that can't be it either. And then we find out that he's laying down when Orochi finally showed up at Curry region and basically said, you know, like, oh, we're going to build weapons factories and I need your help, Oden. And Oden basically, like, looks up and Orochi stomps on him and something, because he basically says, what about the boats and Kaido? So there's something, they made a deal of some variety that basically you'd get rid of Kaido, but that doesn't make any sense, because you'd think, you know, Oden would say, fine dandy, I've fought tons of pirates, I'm literally part of the Pirate King's crew, I was on the 2 strongest pirate crews in the world, I will go fight Kaido. Kaido doesn't scare me, you know, like, you're protected, but you're sniveling and can't do anything. So what, you're protected by your barrier, it's not like you can hurt me, I'll take down Kaido, then you'll have no backing. And the problem is, and I think a lot of people will harp on this, I can't wait to watch everybody else's review on this. I'm very curious as to what their thoughts about this is, because a lot of people really like Oden. A lot of people really enjoy Oden Kozuki as a character in this flashback arc, and I do too. And this is so uncharacteristic, especially since after he realizes he has been betrayed, and it's even said so in the dialogue that nobody knows what burden he's been bearing. Nobody knows what Orochi has been holding over Oden this whole time. But whatever it is, it finally snapped after 5 years, and he says, we're going to go kill Kaido. He grabs the Scabbards, the 9 red Scabbards as they're called and all that stuff. They all sheath their swords, they're ready to go. He collected all of them again, and it's like, we're going to go take down Kaido. So here's going to be the major battle. I don't know when we're going to jump back to the present storyline anymore. I thought at the end of 2020 seemed like a good, or the beginning of 2020, I should say, the end of 2019, I thought that was a good time to transition. But clearly that hasn't been the case, and I have no idea when this is really truly going to pick back up in the present storyline. So, and Oda seems to want to leave out that key piece of information as to what did Orochi and Kaido hold over Oden to the point that he would make a fool out of himself for 5 years and watch his country go down with all his power and all his strength. You know, why would he allow this to happen? And why wouldn't he explain it to somebody? And why wouldn't he just go, okay, fuck it, and in the middle of the night, go and try to find the rest of the Roger Pirates again? Go back to Whitey-chan, you know, and be like, Whitebeard, seriously, I need some help, you know? Or go to anybody. Go to Whitebeard, go to Rayleigh, go to somebody with power, and basically say, if that was the issue, and basically say, look, I returned to Wano. In fact, I am going to need your help. I know I turned you guys down once before, but now I truly do need your help with one last thing to take back my country, you know? And everybody would have dropped what they were doing to come help Odin. So, I mean, you could argue, well, he doesn't have navigational skills and blah, 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 and there's nobody there that does, but the fact that he wouldn't try, I find it really interesting. I find it almost an impossibility that didn't come up. So I'm very curious about this conversation. What did he hold over Odin? Did he threaten the lives? Did he show how he could murder his children like that if he stepped out of line sort of idea? I don't know. And what changed from then till now? Like, why didn't he try fighting Kaido 5 years ago? There's a lot to be asked here. As I said, I find this to be a really short review because I don't really want to go too deep into discussion and theory territory. I just wanted to talk about the chapter a little bit and basically say, yeah, I don't know what's happening here. I really don't. But I feel like, once again, this is where people go, oh, Dom went evil, he's an asshole, and there's no good reason for it. I'm giving up on Dom, from Fast and Furious. You might as well say the same thing about Odin here, But when we find out as to why he's doing it, in the Fast and Furious 8, you can at least understand it, and it makes plausible sense. We don't know Odin's reason yet, so to judge him yet, which a lot of people are going to do, a lot of people are going to slander Odin for this. I'm not going to slander it until I know all the facts. And right now, none of us can know all the facts, because there's only 969 chapters of One Piece so far, only, and that information is not in them. So I'm going to hold off judgment of Odin and his decisions here, especially 5 years, to let this all go down and let Orochi and the Beast Pirates constantly gain more power. We also see during this time the Gecko Pirates, fought against the Animal Kingdom, the Beast Pirates, the 100 Beast Pirates. The Beast Pirates, and this is where I guess Gecko Moria met his defeat. This is where he robbed the Sword Saint Ryuma's grave. All this fun jazz. So we get a bit of information here, and the reason they're called the 9 Red Scabbards and that kind of idea. But yeah, I'm sitting back. I'm trying to fully grasp, trying to fully contemplate and understand what's going on here. But I think that if we don't get that reveal soon, we will get it by the end of the Wano arc. So I'm just going to withhold judgment on Odin and his decisions right now. So, but what did you guys think? What do you think of what Odin did? What do you think of the chapter? Did you like it? Did you hate it? I have mixed feelings about the chapter. I can't say I really liked the chapter because I will admit that even though I trust in Oda to give me a good reason, the fact that we don't have it yet and we don't know it makes this chapter kind of go, well, why? Why? And asking the questions of why, not like a hype when or how, but asking why never usually is after a really great chapter, So, anyways, for right now, as I said, not my favorite chapter, but we'll just have to table it for now. Hopefully 970 gives us some answers, and we'll find out more. So, that being said, guys, like, comment, and subscribe as always. It's always very much appreciated. This has been Griever with your Behind the Bar reviews for One Piece chapter 969. Don't forget to hit the bell notification and join my Discord if you guys want to know every single time that I drop a video on YouTube. And drink responsibly as always. See you back here next time.